Okay, everybody. Sorry about the confusion on the times again. Each day is different on Intel. Don't know what's coming out and how much I can get out, and each show different time. I'll just watch my games on TV while I'm doing the show. Hey, Terry, first one in. Things getting calmer now as all your weather all cleared off and melted. Oh, it's raining. Yeah, we were supposed to get rain a lot last night, but this weather changes so fast.
The pineal gland is the most powerful.
So we're going to watch the shuttle go off about 6:30. I know. Like like I was telling everybody else, how they say everything has to happen twice. This is like the sixth time, the sixth year we're at it. And with our 250th anniversary, and with all the podcasters saying, Derek Johnson and all them, that something's got to give. I got a couple of 2-minute clips on off of Telegram. Uh, People saying Israel is running out. They said Israel for last, so there's not much left of Israel. Billy Bean finally came out. The first show I started off with some funny clips to cats and dogs. I'm gonna do the same thing again. I got a bunch of them, like five of them, six. Where is everybody at? Oh, Chico, get up there. Come on. Get up there. No. Get on the couch. Get on the couch. Uh, well, it's 5 o'clock, 5:02. We better get going. I don't know where everybody's at. Must be everybody's eating dinner at 5. So we'll do the funny ones first. Go lay down. No more food. Come on. There's Chico. I hope Kay, I don't know if she'll be interested. She has a friend over, so.
Hello. Hello.
His accomplice, the Beagle, guilty of the midnight deli burglary, the theft of 2 rotisserie chickens, and the 4-block mail truck chase that followed. For these offenses, you are each sentenced to 5 years in the joint feline canine. After reviewing the evidence, this court finds the orange tabby and his accomplice, the Beagle, guilty of the midnight deli burglary, the theft of 2 rotisserie chickens, and the 4-block mail truck chase that followed. For these offenses, you are each sentenced to 5 years in the joint feline canine. After reviewing the evidence, this court finds the orange tabby and his accomplice, the Beagle, guilty of the
Two more. I don't know where everybody's at.
And every play earned.
Hello, America. It's me, Gavin Newsom,
3 minutes.
governor of the greatest state in the Union and future president of these United States, if you know what's good for you. I just want to take a moment to brag. Share a few of the incredible accomplishments I've racked up right here in California. Because if I've learned anything in my years of public service, it's this. When you do something really well, you own it. You celebrate it. You put it on a billboard and dare anyone to look away. Let's talk numbers, shall we? I have the highest poverty rate in the entire nation. Boom! Nobody else even comes close. I did that. Welcome. I also boast the highest state income tax in America. That's right. I tax a dream right out of your paycheck, and I do it with a smile. Why? Because excellence costs money, and I am excellent. Companies? Oh, they're leaving California in droves. Record numbers. Tech giants, manufacturers, mom and pop shops. They all pack up and wave goodbye every single week. That's not my failure. That's momentum. I'm clearing the field for the next big thing. Whatever that is. Cost of living? Through the roof. Sky high. So high you need binoculars to see the price tag. Perfect. Keeps the riffraff out. Homelessness? Oh, I've shattered every record. Record homelessness! I'm talking 10 cities that stretch for blocks. Artisanal homelessness. Boutique homelessness. I've turned it into a lifestyle brand. And crime? Oh, crime is thriving in California. Record high crime across the board. Smash and grab, carjackings, retail theft. It's like a non-stop block party out here. You can't buy that kind of energy. Now, I know a lot of you people out there, the whiners, the excuse makers. You look at me, you say, Gavin, how can you be proud of that? Well, it's easy. Because I can't stand poor people with no money. I just can't. I have zero patience for excuses. None. You want to be rich? Go become a millionaire. It's not that hard. Want to stop being unemployed? Go get a job. They're everywhere. Well, they used to be. You want to stop being homeless? Just go buy a house. Problem solved. Oh, you're hungry? Then go buy food. It's very simple. I've got an answer for everything. And I'm not afraid to say it out loud. And let's be honest. I'm above the law. And I'm proud of it. Remember when I was mayor of San Francisco and I had that little thing with my campaign manager's wife? Yeah, I slept with her. Everybody knew. And guess what? They still voted me governor. Twice. You can't touch me. I'm untouchable. Don't believe me? Just look at how I let Los Angeles burn to the ground. Beautiful, wasn't it? Flames licking the sky, billion-dollar neighborhoods turned to ash, and I still got reelected. That's power, baby. Anyways, I gotta run. I got people coming over for some prime land grab action, and I need to get ready to move a few of those burned down little homes over there for the Olympics. Timing is everything, guys. So remember, America, whatever I've done to California, I'll do it to the whole country. Only bigger, louder, and with even higher taxes. Oh, you're gonna love it. This has been your governor, Gavin Newsom, and I approve this message.
There you go, one more.
What's it up?
Maxwell, you got a visitor.
Hi, Ghislaine.
Long time no see.
Hi, Ghislaine.
Who are you?
Ghislaine, it's Bill and Hillary. Don't you recognize? We're your lawyers.
That's right, Miss Maxwell. We're Smith & Jones, attorneys at law, and we need to know what you're going to tell the judge about
Tell us all the dirty details, and we'll get you out of here lickety-split.
That's right.
We're here to help.
Yeah, give us the names on the client list, and you're a free woman.
But there is no client list.
What are you talking about? Of course there was a client list. There's no client list.
Oh, there's lots and lots of clients. They don't just lock you up for trafficking nobody.
Well, duh. Can you name a few?
Oh, I can name more than a few. Prince Andrew, Dershowitz, Bill Gates, Stephen King, Kevin Spacey. The list goes on and on.
Well, what about me? Is that all?
Oh, no. I've got lots and lots of names. Bankers, flight logs, even an ex-president with 27 trips to the island.
26.
What?
You said 27, but it was actually 26. Go on.
Yeah, what else you got?
I've got lots more. Politicians, CEOs. Let me out, and I'll name them all.
Well, Ghislaine, that's awfully patriotic of you.
So what happens now?
Well, now we give you a surprise.
What's the surprise?
We're not actually lawyers.
Well, if you're not lawyers, who are you?
We're the Clintons.
Surprise!
Hillary, Bill, what is this all about?
I think you know.
Yeah, now, what do you want your goodbye note to say?
Guards, help!
Hey, that was a couple 5 good funny ones. All right, get some short clips in. We'll start off with a bunch of short ones. 3 minutes.
We even have an Israeli army chief saying that the army is close to collapse because they do not have enough soldiers. One of the reasons for this is because Israel has simply stretched itself out too thin. It's occupying new areas in Gaza, the West Bank, Syria, and Lebanon. But in doing so, that requires a lot of soldiers to be there to then occupy and invade these countries. It is, of course, not only occupying those areas, but fighting different resistance groups there, along with, of course, fighting this war against Iran, as well as Yemen most recently. And with all this fighting, many soldiers are, of course, losing their lives. But even beyond the battlefield, many are also losing their lives when they return back home, choosing to end their lives as a result of the PTSD they experience because of the various war crimes they have committed. Second off, though, Israel is also collapsing because it is running out of interceptors to stop Iranian drones and missiles. This is according to the Wall Street Journal, a most recent report, but myself and others predicted that this would happen almost a month ago. The reason for this is because Iran is able to actually send out missiles and drones that are, relatively speaking, quite cheap and that can be manufactured on an ongoing basis. But in contrast, in order for Israel to stop these drones and missiles, it needs to rely on interceptors that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars and are not easily replaceable. And because of this, we're now seeing Iran being able to increasingly be successful in its strikes against Israel. But finally, the last thing I want to talk about is that we're, for the first time since the Iranian war begun, starting to see major protests against the war in Israel. Now, these protesters that are out there, they're not humanitarians. They're not protesting this war because they care about Iranians or Palestinians. What they are worried about only is about Israel itself. They are worried that Israel is not going to be successful in this conflict. But the reason why the war matters for this sake is because it shows that Israel is a very divided society. A poll last year found that around 60% of Israelis believe that their country is on the brink of civil war. Right now, of course, most Israelis do support the war against Iran. But as that war continues, you're going to see that the existing divisions in the Israeli settler society are only going to become bigger and bigger. So for these three reasons, because the army doesn't have enough soldiers, there's not enough interceptors, and the society is becoming increasingly divided, Israel is starting to collapse. Thank you so much. Please leave a comment, like, and share.
I hope that one was okay. A minute on this one.
Minutes. It will be April 1st, Eastern Standard Time, which some say was the real New Year, but we don't need to go there now. But Stardust Solutions out of Israel, who's never touched Israel with any of their chemicals, will be spraying here in the United States. They will be spraying 11 miles high. You can look this up. And they say it will be similar to volcanic ash. And on their website, it says it's to combat global warming, and they will be blocking or dimming the sun or blotting the sun. They've used different words throughout the years. So get ready. Unfortunately, we don't have any way of stopping them because our EPA, there's a loophole. That's how they're doing this. And then they're planning on getting government contracts. And the worst part is that there are billionaire investors that are American and from all over, actually, you can look them up too, who are funding this. So they are going to spray us like roaches. Just thought I'd give you the good news, and happy April Fool's Day, but this is not a joke. I wish it were. Peace.
Hey, this one's 2 minutes.
Agent works for an intel agency and is on their payroll, while an asset provides information but doesn't necessarily even always know that they're an asset. And then you have the former agent turned asset who used to be privy to information but now just provides information. And then you have the duos, the agent and asset duos. So Lori Franzway is an agent, and then Erica is an asset. And I don't know who the original creator of this little chart is, but you have a little Mossad chain. That's Robert Maxwell in the middle. And then that is his lawyer and confidant. And then here his stepson is the former Secretary of State. So that's a former agent, a former asset, current asset. Some other agents may or may not include Steve Bannon, Steve Witkoff, the guy responsible for starving the Gazans, Jack Posobiec, and some other possible assets. Joshua Kushner, his Jared Kushner's tech brother, formerly Andrew Breitbart, and Michael Anton. these people are all connected in unique ways, a lot of crossover that may not mean anything, but at least shows a long-term connection. So Michael Anton, Ben Shapiro, and Jack Pasabic were all fellows at the Claremont Institute. Michael Anton is a former managing partner at BlackRock, director of policy planning for Trump, and speechwriter for Rupert Murdoch. Rupert Murdoch is all through the Epstein files of attending events with the same. I've talked about this group of people over and over. Roman Abramovich, he's the former owner of Chelsea soccer team and a Russian Israeli oligarch. He's in the Kabad. His wife, Dasha Zhova, her mother is now married to Rupert Murdoch. Rupert Murdoch's ex-wife, who's also friends with all of them, dated Putin, and they're all friends with Ivanka and Jared. Almost every single person that I've listed has been either connected to the military, connected to Harvard, connected to the Kabad, or two of the three, all three. Personally, I think that the military and Harvard are just the top two places for Mossad recruitment. But that's just me. Everything is speculation. None of this is true.
Hey, a new lady I found on Telegram, I think. The next 3 minutes.
Oh, thank you, Big Yaw. You haven't bombed enough children, and we support you. What you're doing is brave. Amen, dog. He's going to get the Nobel Peace Prize.
We just missed him, too. He was here yesterday.
Oh, BB, thank you.
I better not play that because they got stand for Israel. I don't know why their people are. Yeah, that was a bad one. Okay, let's play California lady. That's from here. Chico, don't start. Here's a one lady on TikTok.
Talk about the people that have been unalived and taken from us
so far
by illegals, and we say their name and we post their picture, and sometimes we give a backstory and say what happened to them. You know what we don't talk about is the ones that are left here.
No,
that's what we really don't talk about, and that's probably what we should talk more about. Can you imagine at 5 years old if suddenly your mom just never came home again? Like, how does that change a person? How does that change the path that that child was on? What does it do to that child? What kind of grief, what kind of rage is left in people who lost somebody because of something that could have been prevented? If you've lost anybody in your life due to anything, you know that grief, you know that rage that comes with it. Imagine losing somebody because of somebody that shouldn't have even been here. And you know, a lot of these crimes that these illegals do, they are so brutal. They're so full of rage. I was reading about all the people that have been beheaded by illegals or had their head crushed in by rocks or whatever they could grab. One guy removed the face of the woman that he took out. Actually, I think she was a 16-year-old cheerleader, took her face off. And these people come across the border, you know, and they just mingle in here. This morning, Newsmax, the guy on Newsmax said that there are still 50 million illegals in the United States.
Hey.
He said 1 in every 6 people that you see is not supposed to be here. How does that make you feel? 1 in 6 people. And I can tell you where they are. They're in the Walmarts. You know how we get on here and we talk about the...
Okay, that's only one so far with her. 3 minutes with Kid Rock.
What you saw?
Man, I was sitting right there just having like kind of Saturday morning beer, and I seen a chopper start coming. I was like, man, it looks like military. And it's not the first time they've flown over my house. They're out of Fort Campbell, which I was there last Thanksgiving with JD Vance, and I've talked to some of these pilots, and I've told them, I'm like, you guys see me waving when you come by the house? I'm like, you guys are always welcome to cruise by my house, like anytime. So they just happened to be coming this way. So I walked over here and I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. And then they circled back around and came out right over here. So I just, gave them a salute and, kind of a thank you. And man, it was a level of respect that I got that no award or record sales could ever do. And at the end of the day, if it makes their day a little brighter, for their service to our country, protecting us, I think that's a great thing, especially when I saw yesterday that there was, the No Kings thing going down and there was people flipping them off. I'm like, I don't care what your politics are, but come on, man, if you're flipping our military off, I'm the king of the bird. Like, if you're flipping our military off, you're on the wrong side of things, man. So, at the end of the day, I thought it was harmless. I thought it was really cool. I was very appreciative of them coming by, and I hope they got a good smile and made their day a little bit brighter too.
The military is like looking into this to see, if they did this for their own pleasure, I guess. What do you have to say to that?
I think they're going to be all right. My buddy's commander in chief. I mean, what are they looking into? They stopped for, I don't know, seconds, a minute. Maybe they were here 3-4 minutes, just say what's up, went on. And I've told them before up at Fort Campbell, like I said, when I was there with JD Vance back at our vice president back in Thanksgiving, I talked to some of them. I said, yeah, because I see them when they fly the Chinooks and they go to Nissan Stadium for the football games. They come right over. And if I'm here, I usually make it a point, come out and like, give them a what's up. So it's really not that new, but it was pretty cool. They stopped right there and kind of, I wasn't expecting any of that, but I thought it was really neat.
The people who on social media kind of there was some backlash towards this, what's your message to them?
TDS syndrome. They got TDS syndrome, which is no new news here. It's like, we know the half of the country that's going to love it and say that's really cool, that's great for the military. And the other half, it's going to go, oh, wasting taxpayers' money, this, that, and the other. And I might remind people, not to sit here and brag about it, but I've done a lot of service, much in the military, been every war country, from Afghanistan, Iraq, to Kosovo, multiple times. Christmas is Thanksgiving. And I think a lot of these guys and girls know that I've done a lot for them because I appreciate what they do for us. So I think they know this is a pretty friendly spot if they want to come by and give a wave when they go by.
Is there really anything else you want to say that I didn't ask you?
Well, I think they kind of covered it.
To the people who serve our country, what do you want them to know? I know you covered that, but I'll hear you say it again.
The people that serve our country, I mean, same thing I've said for years. Thank you for your service and keep on kid rocking in the free world.
On Saturday.
That was a good one. Okay, we got the X2 report. And Chico. Yesterday, I think. This is 22 minutes. Yeah.
Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 3873 AM. Today's date is March 31st, 2026. And the title of the episode is First Phase of the Economic Plan is Working. Next phase being prepared. Fed narrative. Trap. Now, you know what's very interesting? If you're like me and you're getting to that age where your body just feels sluggish and off all the time, then listen up. Because Dr. Josh explains that most of the time, this is caused by clogged liver. You probably already heard about how important your liver is for detoxification, digestion, and energy levels. But here's the thing. Most people have no idea how clogged and overburdened the liver actually is. Eating processed food, drink, and even stress, these things can take a toll, leaving your liver clogged. And it's important not to let this go unchecked because your liver is the most important organ in your body, being responsible for the proper function of nearly every system in your body, from digestion to metabolism to detoxification. Essentially, a healthy liver equals a healthy you. That's why Dr. Josh, a practicing doctor with over 25 years medical experience, formulated a special liver supplement called Ultra Liver that acts like a deep cleanse for your entire body. He told me that Ultra Liver just crossed over 500,000 bottles sold and has received thousands of 5-star reviews from happy customers and patients. So say goodbye to chronic fatigue, bloating, and skin, and say hello to renewed energy, clear thinking, and a body that is operating 100% again. And this is powerful stuff. You're not going to get results like this from any random liver supplement. Dr. Josh put his 25 plus years of experience into Ultra Liver to make sure that it actually does what it's supposed to. So if you're ready to unplug your liver and flush the dangerous toxins that are sapping your energy and preventing you from losing weight, just go to tryultraliver.com/X22 to get your hands on Ultra Liver today. By the way, it's your lucky day because Dr. Josh is running a summer sale where you can get up to 50% off Ultra Liver for a limited time. But this special offer is only available through our link for our audience. The link is right below this video in the description box. Do yourself a favor and go click it and take back control of your liver health today. That is tryultraliver.com/X22. Let's get right into the economic collapse financial news. Now, the deep state, the corrupt politicians, the private central bank, the World Economic Forum, they are now panicking because Trump's first phase of the economic plan is absolutely working. Think about what Trump did in the very, very beginning. He put together the One Big Beautiful Bill. He knew that this would need to happen during the year that we hold the
See if you can
midterms.
resend it, okay?
He knew the people would have to feel the money coming back into their hands and they would have to feel good. And I do believe this is the first phase of Trump's entire economic plan. Because again, if you're going to move forward with the economic plan to remove the central bank system and shift everything, you need the people behind you. And this is how you get the people behind you. You actually give money back to them. You show them that, hey, look, I went ahead and I implemented the One Big Beautiful Bill and I did all these tax cuts and you are going to benefit from all of this, instead of the other way around where the Democrats continually add more and more taxes. So we can see at this point, Trump's plan is definitely working because people now are feeling the effects of the One Big Beautiful Bill because now we are in tax season. This is phase one. Right after the Iran mission, you're going to see oil start to snap back to where it was. I don't think it's going to take that long. I think you're going to see it drop quite quickly in the very, very beginning. And as we approach the midterms, I do believe it's going to continually drop, just like we discussed a couple days ago. That is the other part of his plan. And think about it. As we move forward, he's going to continually to push lower interest rates with the Federal Reserve. Now, the Federal Reserve right now, they're in a narrative trap. They're trying to push the idea that Iran, what's going on there, is going to make inflation go way, way up. Everything's going to be out of whack, and it's going to be unbelievable. But I do believe what's going to happen is they're going to be caught up in all of this. Yes, it sounds good right now. It sounds like they know what they're talking about, but again, we know they don't. And they tried this before when Trump implemented his tariffs. They said, oh, we're going to wait for inflation. It's going to go up any day now. And it never did. Compared to Biden and Treasury Secretary Yellen and Powell, when they told us that there was no inflation, it's going to disappear in the summer. And it didn't. And it kept getting worse and worse and worse as time went on. Because once again, inflation is caused how? Well, more currency you put into circulation, it basically pushes the value of the currency down, and you see inflation, which means you need more of those pieces of paper to buy the same item. And also, what can affect it? Fuel prices. If you're flooding the market with currency and the currency is devaluing, and you add on top of that higher fuel costs, what happens? It's a complete and utter disaster. And that's what we experienced during Biden/Obama's time. This time it's a little bit different. Trump now lowered the fuel prices first. Then he went into Iran to free up the oil. to bring and actually fracture the oil prices across the globe, to bring oil prices way, way down, to remove the deep state, the central bankers, from controlling energy. And Trump has leveled inflation off. He's been bringing in currency externally. Biden did not. Yes, he did have some tariffs, but not what Trump has today. Trump is also giving money back to the people, which is actually increasing their buying power. And when you really look at this, since Trump is keeping inflation pretty steady, when all said and done and oil comes right back down, people are not going to experience the 1-2 punch like they did with Biden, especially as people get between 10 and 15% back on their returns, much, much higher than it was before. So by putting all this together, you could see that Trump now is mitigating everything that's going on. And I do believe as we approach the midterms and he builds this system, and now that the oil market is fractured and the prices are being separated, there's no more fear tax, all of a sudden you're going to see that things are rapidly going to change. And the Fed is going to be trapped in this entire narrative that they've been talking about. They've already been proven wrong once. They're going to be proven wrong once again. And Trump is going to put a lot of pressure on them to lower the rates as we move closer and closer to the midterms. And as inflation starts to disappear, as the oil prices go down, gas prices go down at the pumps, people are getting huge tax returns. Trump is going to have the leverage that he needs. Now, on top of that, he can then push what? Maybe getting rid of more taxes. That is possible, but we'll have to see how that all plays out. That's going to be very, very interesting. We'll be talking a little bit more about this a little bit later. But first, we could see the Eurozone. They are having a very difficult time. Now, again, fuel prices are going up there. And again, they're printing like crazy out there. And the Eurozone inflation, they have surged in March, and they have now hit 2.5% at this point in time. If you go back a little bit in time to around the beginning of 2026, they were being reported around 1.8% or a little bit lower. Now they're at 2.5%. So again, you could see things are changing rapidly out in Europe, and they're actually feeling the pain. And I don't think it's just going to end just like that. I think things are going to get worse out in Europe because they've been following what? The Green New Scam. And this is going to be very, very tough for them. Now, you could see it's also tough for California, just like Germany. See, California was the template for the Green New Scam. Germany was the template for the Green New Scam. And you can see that California has been following in the footsteps of the deep state, of the World Economic Forum and the central bank. And they're following that agenda. And you can see it is really hurting that state right now. And more people and businesses are leaving that state. And what's very interesting is that it looks like it's a lot.
Quickest way to improve vision.
Your eye doctor can predict the day you'll die, but they'll never tell you. Here's why.
This is worse than people actually expect. The New York Post put this out and said, mass exodus from Los Angeles revealed in shocking new figures. Tens of thousands of residents are fleeing Los Angeles County, raising fresh questions about the region's future as economic pressures mount. The region recorded the largest population drop of any in the nation between July 2024 and July 2025, according to a newly released estimate from the U.S. Census Bureau. The data published March 26 shows roughly 54,000 residents left the county during that one-year period. The losses mark a continuation of steady slide for nation's most populous county. Once home to more than 10 million people in 2020, Los Angeles County population has now dipped to just under 9.7 million. So they've lost quite a number of people already. And if this trend continues and they keep pushing their agenda, California is going to be put in a tough position because you're losing your tax base. And what happens when this occurs? You have to increase taxes on everybody else. And when you increase taxes on everybody else, central banks cause inflation, and that is a threat to you, your savings account, your retirement. Ask yourself an honest question. Does your dollar go as far as it did 10 years ago, 5 years ago, or even last year? So what does the next decade look like for you and your savings? If your portfolio lacks exposure to gold, one of history's most reliable economic hedges, it's time to rethink your strategy. Gold has kept up with inflation and in many periods outpaced it. My friends at Noble Gold Investment specialize in helping people protect their wealth with physical gold and silver. Whether you're rolling over an IRA or making a direct purchase, their team walks you through the entire process and makes it very simple. No pressure, just education and experience. Right now, all new qualified accounts will receive a free 1/10 of an ounce American Gold Eagle as a thank you. Visit x22gold.com. That is x22gold.com, and discover how easy it is to protect your financial future. Or just click the link in the description. And remember, past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals involves risk. Consult your financial advisor before making investment decisions. More people leave. If more people leave, what do? You have to increase the taxes. Because without increasing the taxes, how do you pay for everything? Yes, you can borrow from the federal government, but again, Biden's not in office this time around. Trump is in office. So this is going to be very, very difficult for California. And I think all eyes are on California. And yes, people are leaving for California for Nevada. They're leaving California for Texas. They're leaving California for Florida and many other states. So once again, you could see this is happening in the Northeast. You could see this is happening out west. And this is going to continue to happen in all these blue cities, blue states, if they're following this agenda. And it's just going to get worse and worse as time goes on. But you could see the Fed, they're definitely trapping themselves in this narrative. They're building the case of why inflation's going to hit, why the economy is going to be a disaster, and why they might have to keep Fed rates steady or maybe even raise them in the future. And you could see Fed Williams, he says the Middle East developments have added significant economic uncertainty. The Iran war will likely push inflation higher in coming months, but he signaled the central bank has room to wait and see if those pressures last. So you can see they're already trying to make the case, and they're already trying to put it in people's head that what Trump is doing is causing massive inflation, and it's going to get really bad as the year goes along. And they want people to hear this because they're building the narrative. They want people to think this. They want people to feel it. But again, what's going to happen is the opposite's going to happen. Now, yes, Trump, like he said, we took a detour. He had to do this. Why? To make things a lot better. Yes, he had to remove the terrorism. Yes, he had to remove the threat, but he had to gain control of the Strait of Hormuz. He had to remove the fear attacks. He had to fracture the oil prices because, again, when you do these things, what's going to happen? The economic system is just going to get better and better and better by doing these things. Yeah, if we kept everything status quo, everything would just be status quo. But again, Trump is not here to keep everything status quo. Trump is here to move us out of the deep state central bank system. And yes, it's not just here in the United States, but worldwide. They set up their system worldwide to control the oil prices, to control inflation, to move manufacturing and companies out of this country, to ship things back into this country where there's no tariffs. They did all this because this actually supports their system. Trump now is ripping their system apart, and he's actually rejiggering everything for the new economic system. And the new economic system is going to be far beyond what we're seeing today. And this is why Trump says we're going to be entering the golden age, because he's setting everything up. So we do enter the golden age. And he's setting it up to make sure that we have the leverage to move away from the private West central bank system. And every step of the way, he's dismantling the system that they've created over time.
Yay.
And you can see that the system will start to
chat
improve
right now?
once the mission is over. How long will the mission be? I would say probably maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks at the most. I do believe what you're going to see is negotiations. Yes, there'll still be things going on there, but eventually what you're going to see is it will all be over and said and done. And all of a sudden, you're going to see that all of a sudden oil prices start to come down. Now, I do believe Trump now is just putting pressure on the allies, and basically it is all said and done. But again, there's other agendas associated with it. And this is why he's very, very comfortable in just letting this all play out and saying that it's just a little detour, because he knows exactly what he's doing. And he did this early on in this year, because what's going to happen is the oil prices are going to snap right back, and they're going to continually decline over time. And by the time we reach the midterms, people are going to be pretty darn shocked. Now, this is going to battle inflation. This is going to battle everything the deep state, the central bankers are trying to do. And he's going to actually build more leverage, and more leverage is going to be on his side. But what are we seeing right now? We're seeing the average U.S. gasoline prices. They've now hit $4.02 a gallon, up 10 cents from the last week and $1 since the last month. So once again, you could see, yes, fuel prices are going up. Now, there are certain states where they have a lot of taxes on gas. And yes, these places have fuel, which is much, much higher. But think about what's going to happen right now. All of a sudden, we're going to see oil prices start to drop. But the people it seems like they're not that concerned about the oil prices, the gas prices right now. Gallup did a poll, and it says Americans are largely unbothered by the gas spike after Iran strikes. So, conducted in the days immediately after the U.S. and Israeli initial struck Iran on February 28th, the poll released found that only 35% of Americans worried a great deal about the availability and affordability of gas and energy. The exact same percentage of Americans felt similarly last year, and even a larger 37% of Americans felt similarly in 2024 during Joe Biden's final year in office. So basically, yes, Americans don't like higher prices at the pump, but are they that concerned? I think because Trump is in the driver's seat, I don't think they're that worried. And once again, if you pretty much level off inflation right now, which Trump has done, because remember, under Biden, inflation was going up and fuel prices were going up at the same exact time. Now we just have fuel prices going up and inflation has been leveled off. And if you're getting incredible tax returns and refunds, well, that mitigates the problem because people feel happy. Yeah, they can deal with $1 more in fuel prices right now because they just got incredible refunds. And that's what people are experiencing right now. Millions of American workers, families, and small business owners are seeing the real results of Trump's signature working families tax cuts law. The White House has reason to gloat because according to the Internal Revenue Service filing data, the average tax refund has soared by over 10%. The average tax refund is 10.9% higher so far this season compared with about the same period in 2025. As of March 20th, the average refund amount for the individual filers was $3,571, up from $3,221 roughly 1 year ago. The IRS data reflects about 79 million individual returns received out of about 164 million expected through the April 15th deadline. So people, they're feeling pretty darn good right now. And the more money that you get, the happier you are. And over 4.6 million taxpayers have benefited from no tax.
Every blurry and low vision sufferer must try this daily ritual that is leaving doctors speechless. If you wear glasses
on tips, providing meaningful relief to service workers who rely on gratuities. And you can see that Politico right now, they just pretty much summed it up. And they pretty much told everyone that the Democrats are in a difficult position. Trump's overtime tax break is a hit. Democrats aren't sure what to do about it. And once again, you can see that Trump now has timed this absolutely perfectly. Because once again, as people are getting more money in their pocket, people are happy. Do they say, yeah, I don't like the gas prices? But again, if you have more money, they say, okay, we can handle this. Why Trump removes the terrorism, removes the nuclear weapons. And again, that's part of the narrative. But actually, what they're going to experience afterwards is they're going to see the oil and gas prices come right back to where they were and then start to drop dramatically. So let's see, inflation holding steady, people getting incredible tax refunds, and then all of a sudden oil prices dropping. Well, this is going to put people in a very good headspace. Then add on top of that, Trump makes the case to the Federal Reserve like he's been doing all along and tells the Federal Reserve, look, fuel prices are coming down. Inflation is non-existent. Tariff system was working beautifully. We don't see any type of inflation. I've been doing this for a year and a couple of months right now, and everything that you said is completely and utterly wrong. It's time to lower the rates. Now, the Federal Reserve most likely will try to fight back, but the people are going to be on his side. And when the rates eventually come down, which I do believe they will, they'll start to drop dramatically as we approach the midterms. You're going to see the economic system really start to take off. And think about it. All the data centers, all the manufacturers, all these jobs will be coming online right in time for the midterms. This is phase one of the economic plan. Phase two is to get people into the good headspace, show the people what he could do, and then build the case against the Federal Reserve. Because once we win the House, once we win the Senate, we could then move forward in dismantling the Federal Reserve. You need the people behind you to push this agenda. And the people in the end will be behind Trump to push all of this. And soon we're going to see that Trump will start to wean the American people off the Federal Reserve. And in the end, the Federal Reserve will just be an empty building. They won't control anything. It will make it a lot easier for Trump to basically restructure it into the Treasury because his new system will dominate it. And this is where the economic system is headed right now. Listen, everyone. Thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe.
Okay, that was the X2 report from yesterday. I don't think I did Billy Bean. I can't remember what I did on the first show, but it said 2 hours ago. I don't think I played it. 18 minutes on Billy. Then I'm going to do Nick's video. Then I'll switch over to find out what time that launch is for the shuttle. They said it was 6:25 is the shuttle time. So we'll get these next 2 videos in.
TurboTax expert file for you.
Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Mineral Sunscreen. Advanced UV protection, no white.
Welcome to Truth by Billy Bean. Today's date, April 1, 2026. Time in Texas, about 1 p.m. Some of the things we'll cover today. A G2 geomagnetic storm and Artemis. And Texas to test its EBS system. President Trump, get us out of NATO. And he'll also address the nation tonight. And we have Russia and China now sending Russia sending nuclear armed submarines and sending Chechen troops, and China also unconfirmed to send up to 100,000 troops to fight the U.S. and Israel if the U.S. invades Iran. So a lot of stuff going on. And we'll begin with the space report. We have had in the past 48 hours or so, we had an X-flare 1.5. The next day, we had an M-class 5. We are expecting a CME to impact Earth today and bring us a G1 or G2 class geomagnetic storm. Now, we also know tonight a launch window for Artemis, the rocket that's going to be launched in Florida to take 4 astronauts, first around the Earth, slingshot, then around the moon, to give humans a view of the dark side of the moon. That Artemis is to launch tonight. They have a 2-hour window beginning at 6:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. So a 2-hour window would take them through about 8:24. And it's being announced that President Trump will address the nation at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time tonight. So we've got that going on. And we have this. President Trump yesterday signed an economic order, an executive order regarding voter integrity. And it is to interact with states regarding their voter rolls and also their procedures for federal elections regarding mail-in ballots. And we know he's also written a previous executive order detailing how the post office is to be responsible for mail-in ballots. And we're hearing also the U.S. Post Office is now putting together its rules for possibly allowing American citizens to ship guns by the post office. So that's going on. And this executive order for voter integrity requires that identification be made of eligible voters, and that the U.S. Post Office has the responsibility to verify mail-in ballots. Their address is good, and this person's on the voter rolls, and so on. So that's going on. And we have this from U.S. Intel. So we're seeing a sell-off of U.S. bonds held in the U.S. Treasury by foreign nation central banks, foreign governments, foreign and international organizations who have taken down bond ownership by $82 billion since 2025. And the most recent sell-off today takes foreign ownership of U.S. bonds down to its lowest level since 2012. And we have this from U.S. Intel, April 1 today. It's been confirmed that there is a Russian nuclear-armed sub near the Strait of Hormuz. That means the Russian sub can launch nukes. And it's been confirmed one is already near the Strait of Hormuz. It's also been confirmed that 10,000 Chechen troops from Chechnya who are aligned with Russia and who made also a video, a public statement today, that these 10,000 Chechen troops would go into Iran to fight against U.S. troops if the U.S. invades. My perception is most likely the Chechen troops would go through Turkmenistan, which borders Iran, and before this conflict really kicked off, about the time it kicked off, February 28th, Russia stationed 5,000 Russian troops on the border with Turkmenistan and Iran. So now we have 10,000 Chechen troops preparing, I'm assuming they're being deployed now to be put in place, and I believe most likely in Turkmenistan.
A steamy, relaxing spa. Soothing eucalyptus bubble bath.
We also have an unconfirmed rumor from U.S. Intel that China preps 100,000 Chinese troops to go into Iran to fight against U.S. military. So that's going on. And again, President Trump and Russia has also sent a total of 6 submarines to Iran, 2 of which can launch nukes. And I'm assuming the one that's been confirmed, the nuke-armed Russian sub that's been confirmed already in the area of the Strait of Hormuz, comes out of this total of 6. So Russia is sending new submarines. Russia is directing the Chechen troops to be deployed and be ready to fight the U.S. military if the U.S. military invades Iran. And we're hearing unconfirmed rumors that China preps 100,000 of its troops to also go to Iran to fight against the U.S. military.
Not many people
so
are
that's
in
going
chat,
on.
right?
We have this from Tusi TV that Israel continues to take down Chechen leaders
watch the first
inside,
show?
not Chechen, IRGC leaders inside Iran, and that now it's very hard to find the IRGC in Iran. Where have they disappeared to? We don't know. President Trump may also announce tonight in his address to the nation at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time that the U.S. will withdraw from NATO. Way to go, President Trump, as well as give us an update on the military action. And we have this, that in Erbil, Iraq, Iran has hit a UK oil company. And how does Keir Starmer, traitor to both the US and the UK, leader of the UK, respond? Oh, we're not doing anything. You know, he said that the UK military could not even defend the UK. And he would not allow U.S. planes to take off from Fairfoot Air Base, that's near London. And he would not allow U.S. planes to take off from Diego Garcia, a U.S. leased strategic base for us, until Iran tried to hit the UK military in Cyprus. Then he changed his position and said, but he made a public statement and implied that the UK military was not capable of offense and that the UK military was not capable of defending itself. I mean, certainly the UK leader insulting the UK military. Then he said, okay, U.S. troops can take off from Fairford and Diego Garcia as long as the U.S. agrees to defend the UK. Because what Keir Starmer is saying now, even though a UK oil company has been hit in Iraq, we're not going to defend. Keir Starmer, shut up. And we have this, that we have now many nations in the European Union and in the NATO alliance turning against the U.S. So I say to President Trump, get us out of NATO. Let Europe defend itself. We have Spain not allowing U.S. planes to take off from Spanish airspace to hit Iran. We have France doing the same. And France has even gone further in distancing itself from the U.S. And we're hearing, sadly, that an American independent journalist, Shelley Kittleton, has been kidnapped by Iran in near Baghdad, Iraq, and it's on video. And
we have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is based.
People who specialize in law enforcement kidnappings say it's a bad sign because it's coming up on being 24 hours and nothing has been heard about this American journalist kidnapped by Iran. So that's going on. And we have this. We have from New York Prepper that Texas, so today's April 1, tomorrow, April 2, Texas is going to test its emergency broadcast system for several hours. I think 10 a.m. to 12:30. And they're going to test everything, TV, radio, cell phones, and so on. And it comes out that Iran has made threats against many U.S. companies, primarily internet, cyber, computer companies, many of which are either based in Texas or have locations here. The companies on Iran's cyber hit list include Cisco, HP, Intel, Oracle, Microsoft, Apple, Google, Meta, that's Facebook, IBM, Dell, and Dell is based in Texas. Palantir, NVIDIA, JP Morgan, Tesla also has many locations in Texas, GE, Boeing, Cymar Solutions, and G42. So I have to believe that Texas testing its emergency broadcast system tomorrow most likely was put in place by this strong threat, I believe, to Texas, with cyber hits to be made on this list of companies I just went over. And we have this in Israel. Israel has hit a 3-story Iranian intel location, a house located in East Tehran. It's been completely destroyed, and it's believed they have also taken out Iranian intel individuals. And we have this, that the UK, we know, is blocking the U.S. use of planes launching from Fairford and Diego Garcia to hit Iran. They are blocking some other areas. That has been mitigated somewhat. We have France now blocking French airspace to the U.S. military, and also blocking France for planes to cross in French airspace to move equipment to Israel. And we have Spain blocking the use of their airspace for the U.S. to hit Iran. And we're hearing that the U.S. has hit the IRGC's largest weapon depot near Isfahan. And we have this, that Arabs are moving out of many nations in the Middle East and to seek safety. We have the U.S. military dropping bunker buster bombs to hit deep underground areas near Tehran. Now, they just did this in the past 24 hours. Hitting these deep underground bunkers near Tehran may explain why the IRGC is not being seen. And we have this, the IRGC yesterday did hit Israel near Tel Aviv that damaged some cars. Israel did intercept many of the drones and missiles launched toward it yesterday, but Iran has been using cluster bombs, which are hard to take down. So this concludes my flash. So we see an escalation in the military conflict in Iran. And I know that many Americans question why the U.S. has taken down Iran. That's because, as I have explained, Iran is a clear and present danger to America, to Israel, and to its Middle East neighbors. And it's my belief that Iran does have nukes, and the only way to keep them from launching them is to annihilate the IRGC. So it's good to be in prayer for America, President Trump, the U.S. military, and world peace. I love you, and I'll see you soon.
Okay, that's Billy. I'm going to do I'm gonna go check on what channel to watch the shuttle go off. I don't know where to go check, but we'll check that before we get Nick's video in before we watch that. Okay, it looks like we got 18 minutes for the launch. Fox,
poised
that's the countdown.
to fly us into the history books. And before
So we will
we
try
leave
to
you now
just
here
go
at the
ahead
host
and get,
desk to get back
Nick
into
in real quick.
operations, we just wanted to answer one question for you guys. We asked you earlier on today, what are you most excited for? And we asked you to
See if we get him in real quick. This one's 14 minutes, so we'll make it.
Mail-in ballot fraud and illegals voting in federal elections. After reading this, I am convinced that Trump just laid the perfect trap for the bad actors in the midterms. And that's why, as I'm going to show you in a second, they are panicking over this. Now, we did the video yesterday, and I was talking about how this is probably going to get shut down in court. And I was going off of the information presented by the Daily Caller, who had the exclusive before the executive order actually came out. But now that I've had a chance to read the damn thing, I have a completely different opinion. And so I want to share that with you. Now, there are most definitely some sections of the executive order that are going to be legally challenged and most likely smacked down by an activist judge. But there are some sections that are definitely going to stick as well, that are well within the reach of the executive branch of government. In terms of preventing illegals from casting ballots in federal elections, in terms of creating a much stronger chain of custody, and especially in terms of making it so that we can catch the bad actors and prosecute them after an election, this executive order is going to be a big, big deal. And this creates a trap for the bad actors to walk right into in the midterms. So I want to dive into this. I also want to show you guys the reaction from some of the usual suspects like Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer, Governor J.B. Pritzker, Katie Hobbs. They're all coming out of the woodwork, and their reaction says everything. It just lets you know that, something that Trump hit on with this executive action is sending them into a panic, and that's always a good sign. When the bad actors are all coming out in unison to try to fight against something, it means Trump must be over the target. But before we dive in, it's the last chance to register for the free live training event going down today at 3 p.m. Eastern with myself and Ross Givens. Ross is the leading expert on insider trading, and he's created a system that allows everyday people like you and me to track the trades of these people in Congress that are using insider information to massively outperform the stock market. And Ross is going to teach us step by step how we can use publicly available information to track what they're doing and use that information to our advantage. So, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to miss this. It's going down today at 3 p.m. Eastern. Scan the QR code on your screen or go to insidertradeswithnick.com to reserve your seat before it's too late. This is just for my audience. It's completely free, and I want you guys all to be there, so don't miss out. Go to insidertradeswithnick.com and register while you still can. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to pull this up. I want to take a deeper dive than we did yesterday, and I want to show you guys, what I'm seeing here, and kind of walk you through what I think is going to stick and how it's going to impact the upcoming election. And also I want to show you guys what I think is going to get shut down in court, because there are some parts of this that I don't think are going to hold up. You have to keep in mind, there's quite a few things working against Trump in terms of using an executive order to address concerns over election security. And the main issue here is that it is clearly stated in the Constitution that the legislature, the individual state lawmakers, shall set the time, place, and manner of how elections are conducted. Meaning Congress, I'm sorry, the state legislature is the sole body that is responsible for writing the laws around elections, and anything that could even remotely be perceived as an attempt for Trump, the head of the executive branch, to change or manipulate or circumvent existing law, that is going to be shut down in 15 minutes. So there are some sections of this executive order that I think will be challenged and probably successfully shut down. I'm just being honest with you guys. But the parts that I think will stick are actually a pretty big deal. So first and foremost, we talked yesterday about how the first key aspect of this, which I think is brilliant and I think is actually going to probably stick, is the fact that the Social Security Administration is going to produce records along with the DHS of eligible voters. They're going to be using databases, federal databases that the DHS and Social Security have access to identify eligible voters and identify people whose immigration status makes it so they are not eligible to vote in federal elections. So they're going to be using the SAVE database, the SSA database, and they're going to be looking people up in the system and identifying if this person's here on a work visa or their identity doesn't exist in the system. They don't have a social security number. And so these lists are going to be produced and then sent to the states for them to cross-check against their voter rolls. And the states will be expected to cross-check their voter rolls against the list produced by the federal government. So let's say the federal government identifies 20 million people in Arizona that are non-citizens or they're not eligible. They're going to send that list to Arizona, the state officials, and then Arizona is to remove those people from the voter rolls. Now, chances are blue states are going to fight against this, and they're not going to remove anybody because there's no enforcement. It's not mandated. It's kind of like a polite request. But here's the deal. If they decide to proceed and send out ballots to people that have already been identified as non-citizens or not eligible, then after an election, there's a strengthened ability to identify these people that should not have cast ballots. And the Attorney General can open investigations, and it'll be pretty easy to prove in a court of law that, hey, you were already told these people should not be on the list. They should not be sent a ballot. These are non-citizens or they're not eligible. And you went ahead and did it anyway. Now, instead of being able to claim ignorance or, it was an accident, you were given advance notice. And so this looks like criminal intent. You intentionally broke the law. And this will be easier to identify because these lists were created and produced prior to the election. So this is a strengthening of security. It also creates a chilling effect because the federal government's going to be watching and there's going to be oversight before, during, and after the election. So this part is good, and I do think that it will stick. Now, the part that I think is going to be shut down in court is actually the part where essentially we're telling the U.S. Postal Service not to transmit mail-in or absentee ballots from any individual unless those individuals have been enrolled on a state-specific list described in the previous subsections. Anything that could be perceived as Trump or the executive branch trying to dictate or manage or control how ballots are being sent out or control the state's voter rolls, that's not going to hold up in court. And this provision right here, it kind of sounds like the U.S. Postal Service is going to be like the gatekeeper determining whether or not a ballot can be sent out or not. And I don't think that's going to hold up, even though it specifically says a person has to be on a state-specific list, meaning these are state lists, not federal lists, people that are approved to be eligible voters by the state. But here's how this would work in practice. It's if the state were trying to send out a ballot and the U.S. Postal Service were to say, nope, that person's not on the list, then it's the federal government overriding the state's ability to send ballots. So that's where it gets tricky. And so I think that'll probably get challenged and therefore not hold up. The U.S. Postal Service cannot act as a gatekeeper in any way. Now, this, I think, is the best part. And not enough people are talking about this aspect, but I think this will have the biggest impact in terms of strengthening election security and creating an audit trail after an election. So this executive order says that we are now going to have a universal standard for sending out mail-in ballots through the U.S. Postal Service. We're going to be creating unique ballot envelope identifiers such as barcodes. I can imagine watermarks. And also, we're going to be using timestamps and routing data to create an audit trail. This is going to make it very difficult to do those, late night ballot dumps that we saw in 2020, or transport ballots across state lines, or send 800 ballots to a non-existent address, because now there's a universal standard. Everything is tracked, traced, and time-stamped, and we know where the ballots are going, how many are sent out, who's receiving them, when they're receiving them, et cetera, et cetera. There's a universal standard. Whereas right now, we can't prove anything because there's no universal standard, and everything's sloppy and mismanaged. And it's very hard to actually look at the available data and determine that something nefarious happened. This will make it much easier to do that. And this also gives the federal government a greater oversight into what's going on. I mean, the U.S. Postal Service, they're going to be collecting all this data, and that data is going to be accessible to the Attorney General and the DOJ to investigate any discrepancies. Now, I want you to consider the fact, everything that we just talked about, there's been an ongoing investigation by the DOJ Civil Rights Division under Harmeet Dillon into the various states that have refused to produce their voter rolls. But we do have states that have complied, and these states, we've already identified tens of thousands of people that are registered to vote in these states that are non-citizens. Harmeet Dillon has already said that the preliminary results of this investigation have showed that we have tens of thousands of non-citizens registered to vote. So now we're going to have, these states put on notice prior to an election. And if they proceed to send out ballots to these people, and then we identify, because it's all publicly available information, after an election, you can pull a list of the people on the voter rolls that casted a ballot. And if we can identify easily, because we did all this preemptive investigating and identifying, we can actually see that in the state of Arizona, 20,000 people cast ballots that were not eligible to vote. So it's almost like Trump is setting up traps with this executive order for the states to walk right into. And I want you guys to understand that while it might not look like much on the surface, and a lot of people are dismissing this and saying it's going to get shut down in court, there are most likely very key aspects of this executive order that are going to stick. And these create serious problems for the bad actors. That's why you see people like Hakeem Jeffries freaking out, calling it voter suppression. Chuck Schumer saying, see you in court. They're already preparing lawsuits. Governor J.B. Pritzker is calling it unconstitutional, throwing a fit. You have Governor Katie Hobbs, same thing. Governor Newsom, they're all panicking over this. And that should tell you that Trump must be over the target. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think Trump may have laid a trap for the deep state for the 2026 midterms. That's what I'm seeing here. But I want to know what you guys think down in the comments.
Okay, that's the latest Nick video. That was good. All right, let's get over to watch the launch. Just in time, you guys.
And initiate short purge per URI 10.1.1, steps 8 and 9. 10.1.189 going to work.
Copy. CVSE NTD, start and verify recordings of our Orion cameras.
Copy.
Okay. Well, there you heard it.
RSR NTD.
RSR.
They're getting
All right,
ready to
perform
start
booster
terminal
ignition,
count.
SNA arm rotation, enable at this time, please.
It's currently at T minus 10 minutes. Once we wrap up this last bit of work,
SNA arm rotation enable complete.
we're going to start that clock.
Copy that. Thank you.
Integrity crew, close and lock visors.
You heard an issue, worked in real time with telemetry lock on the Orion. It was transitory. It was very short. They checked the data, confirmed that they had a good lock. This was with the S-band transmitter on the Orion. Worked through that issue, looked at the data, and cleared it. All with the world watching. Impressive work by the launch team. So we have a 2-hour window, which starts in just a few minutes at 6:24 p.m. Eastern Time and goes until 8:24 p.m. Eastern Time.
And ECL NTD will be waiting for your verification on the short purge.
ECL copies.
And for all personnel, once we get that short purge verification, we'll verify that we are clear to go, and then we'll proceed with the terminal count. ECL time estimate?
About a minute.
Copy.
So we're going into the launch window, but not by much, it looks like. Just wrapping up some final work. And once that's completed, you'll hear NASA Test Director Jeff Spaulding ask for the ground launch sequencer operator to go ahead and start the clock. The ground launch sequencer is an application software. It runs on top of the launch control system in the firing room, acts like a conductor of an orchestra, executing hundreds of commands in precise order and timing. It's all autonomous.
NTD CCL 212, short purge initiations verified.
All right, copy that. And we're verifying our constraints. All right, and we're clear from cutouts. And with that, we're going to resume the clock momentarily. And CGLS, you can resume the clock on your mark.
GLS copies. 3, 2, 1, mark. GLS mainline has been initiated.
T minus 10 minutes and counting.
And that begins terminal count. Our new T0 is 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time. 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time. We are now counting down to liftoff of Artemis 2.
10 minutes, you guys.
From now on, you're going to hear two voices on the loops. If everything goes nominally, NASA Test Director Jeff Spaulding, who's directly managing the launch team, and Alex Bendelos, the GLS operator who closely monitors the software. He has the ability to stop and restart the countdown. A lot of people ask about whether there's a launch button. There certainly is
Houston
not.
Flight and Rock, our new T0 is 22 3512.
Houston Flight
Rock
copies.
copies.
223512.
Affirm.
There you heard confirmation of the exact T0, 6:35 and 12 seconds p.m. Eastern Time. Again, our T0 is 6:35 and 12 seconds p.m. Eastern Time. But as I was saying, there's no launch button. This is autonomous. But there is a button that keeps you from launching, and that button allows the GLS operator to pause the countdown outside of terminal count and during terminal count and submit a hold to the next holding point. So the clock won't stop right away. If there's an issue, we'll go to the next stable holding point. This is how GLS configures the rocket and ground systems to a stable point where they can stop the countdown if that's needed. But right now, we are counting down. Our next big milestone, looking to retract the crew access arm.
GLS is go for crew access arm retract.
And there you see the crew access arm moving away. That's the path that the astronauts took to ingress into the rocket. Until this point, that was their way off the pad if they needed to evacuate. But now with that arm retracting, the backup transitions to a launch abort system. And they'll begin arming that shortly. Of course, the launch abort system, great shot there of the crew access arm retracting away. The launch abort system is the tower at the top, and that's what would pull Orion and its crew off the top of the rocket in case of an emergency, whether it's on the ground or in flight. This is critical safety hardware that protects the lives of the astronauts. Starting at T-minus 6 minutes, the GLS will start bringing that and other high energy systems online, starting with core stage
Is your mom
pressurization.
watching it?
Weather is 90% go. The range is go. All systems are go.
GLS is go for core stage tank pressurization.
That means the replenish valve for the liquid hydrogen tank has now closed, and that tank is beginning to pressurize to flight levels because that hydrogen is naturally boiling inside the tank. We'll get the liquid oxygen tank a little later in the count. Now the team is waiting for verification that, if needed, the Artemis II crew could use the launch abort system to pull Orion safely off the top of the rocket in an emergency. Let's listen in for that call.
GLS verifies last capability available.
And CDR, do you copy?
CDR copies, last available.
That's great news, and you heard the NTD verify that with the commander of the mission.
GLS is go for FTS arm.
Now work is being done to arm the flight termination system. This is so the range safety can send a flight termination command if the rocket flies too far off track. There's a brief built-in delay, so the launch abort system has time to pull the astronauts to safety first.
LH2 high flow bleed check.
All right, the high flow bleed check. That's so the cryo team gets verification that the RS-25 engines, all 4 of them, are in the proper temperature range for launch.
GLS is go for core stage APU start.
Core stage APUs start. Those are auxiliary power units, high-speed turbines, which provide pressure to hydraulic pumps that steer the RS-25 engines. We're going to see a gimbal test a little later at T-minus 2 minutes and 30 seconds. This is what allows that to happen. Coming up in about 20 seconds, we're listening for go for purge sequence 4. That's a helium purge of the 4 core stage engines downstream of the propellant valve. This gets all the air and moisture out of there.
GLS is go for purge sequence 4.
Moving through the milestones. All is looking good. Coming up in just a few seconds, we're going to get that thrust vector control actuator test. This is a gimbaling of the engines. There are the 4 RS-25s, 3 of them Shuttle Heritage, 1 of them built from shuttle parts. And there you see them moving. Now we're going to start moving the power from both the upper stage and the lower stage of the rocket to internal, taking ground power away and now going to battery power.
GLS is go for upper stage to internal power.
All right, power is removed from the rocket's upper stage, the ICPS, and it's been switched to battery. Same milestone for the lower core stage coming up at T-minus 1 minute and 30 seconds. Right now, the 4-person Artemis 2 crew is 248,000 miles away from the moon. And if all goes well, they will fly by it in 6 days.
GLS is go for core stage to internal power.
All right, there's the rocket's core stage, which houses 3 flight computers, is now on its own power. There's no more hold time because there's no more margin on these batteries. So we would have to recycle back to T-minus 10 to recharge if we had a hold.
One minute.
Right now, the rocket does not know what the T0 is, but coming up at T-minus 33 seconds, control shifts from the ground launch sequencer to the rocket's onboard autonomous launch sequencer, or ALS. The rocket will count itself down, but honor any holds that could come from the ground. Now, shortly after liftoff, Houston will take control of the rocket, and my colleague Gary Jordan will take over commentary.
GLS is go for ALS.
Great call out. The rocket is on its own. 4 brave explorers ready to ride the most powerful rocket NASA has ever launched. Sound suppression water is flowing.
15.
And here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7. RS-25 engines lit. 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition. And liftoff. The crew of Artemis 2 now bound for the moon. Humanity's next great voyage begins.
Good roll pitch.
Roger, roll pitch.
Here we go.
Houston now controlling the flight of Integrity on the Artemis 2 mission around the moon.
Pretty awesome.
Integrity, AMT high.
AMT high.
On time passing 30 seconds into the flights. Integrity passes the ultimate MECO. Target milestone. Mission Control Houston saying good performance on the 4 main engines of Space Launch System core stage. Integrity, 3 miles in altitude. Traveling more than 1,200 miles per hour. Mission elapsed time, passing 1 minute, approaching max Q.
On, Ponce de Leon.
Stan, we have you loud and clear on Ponce de Leon.
Have you the same?
Communication signal transfer confirmed as Integrity and its crew go supersonic. Approaching 90 seconds into the Artemis II mission. Integrity is 14 miles in altitude, 8 miles downrange, traveling more than 2,600 miles per hour. One minute 50 seconds of mission elapsed time, standing by for main engine throttle down to 85%, ahead of solid rocket booster separation, expected at the 2-minute 9-second mark. We see throttle down. Confirmed separation. Main engine's throttling up, guidance converged.
Integrity, guidance converged, performance nominal, upper stage RCS ready.
Copy all, Stan.
Integrity, SM priming complete.
SM priming complete.
2 minutes 45 seconds of mission elapsed time into the Artemis II mission. Thrusters on Integrity and upper stage confirmed in a ready state, ahead of service module fairing separation. Three minutes into the flight, Integrity 49 miles in altitude, 78 miles downrange, now passing 5,000 miles per hour. Standing by for launch abort system jettison.
Houston Integrity, good last jettison, great view.
Copy jettison, Team Eco 8+02.
We see the same on board, Stan.
And Houston has you loud and clear on Tigris at the Carmen line.
Outstanding, Stan, we have you the same.
3 minutes 50 seconds into the flight of Artemis II, Wiseman, Glover, Cook, and Hansen cross the boundary to space with good comm checks. GPS signals acquired after last jettison now working on internal checks to verify accuracy. Flight Dynamics Officer analyzed the time of main engine cutoff, confirmed at 8 minutes 2 seconds, time of MECO.
Integrity, GPS processing.
What do you guys think so far?
Outstanding, Stan, we see the same, and we have a beautiful moonrise. We're headed right at it.
Approaching 5 minutes into the flight, Commander Reed Wiseman confirms he has visuals of his destination. GPS guidance, navigation, and control software finishes internal checks and sends to navigation channels.
Integrity, 3 engine press.
3 engine press.
On time, now passing 5 minutes 20 seconds of mission elapsed time into the Artemis II mission. At this point, 3 good main engines are all that's needed to carry Integrity to a nominal main engine cutoff target. Though at this time, we're seeing 4 good engines here in Mission Control Houston. Integrity, 75 miles in altitude, 330 miles downrange, approaching 10,000 miles per hour.
Integrity, looking good at 6 minutes.
Same on board, Stan.
Good trajectory and engine performance. Booster officer will soon report the shutdown plan to Flight Director Judd Friedling, expected at the 7-minute mark. Integrity, 78 miles in altitude, 460 miles downrange.
Integrity, expect nominal shutdown.
Integrity copies nominal shutdown.
Six minutes, 40 seconds of mission elapsed time. Shutdown plan is as expected. Again, the time of MECO was confirmed at 8 minutes, 2 seconds into the flight. Seven minutes of mission elapsed time. Throttling down as we approach the abort once around option. Milestone at the 7-minute, 30-second mark. Now 84 miles in altitude, 650 miles downrange, traveling more than 15,000 miles per hour.
Integrity, AOA open.
AOA open.
The window is now open for an abort once around option that would target splashdown in the Pacific Ocean. Still following nominal ascent at this time. About 10 seconds remaining until the main engine cutoff of the Space Launch System core stage.
5 more minutes or whatever.
Standing by for confirmation of MECO and core stage separation.
Go back and do an hour more intel.
Integrity, nominal MECO, core stage separated.
We see the same on board, Stan.
Eight minutes, 40 seconds into the flight, we have a nominal main engine cutoff heading in the right trajectory on the way to swing around the moon. Core stage has separated, done its job. The Space Launch System upper stage, the Inner Rim Cryogenic Propulsion Stage, or ICPS, still attached to the Orion spacecraft. Nine minutes of mission elapsed time. Integrity crew of Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Jeremy Hansen now in orbit around the Earth at the beginning of their journey to the moon.
Integrity Houston, looking ahead to PRM.
Okay, we got some time on that to watch. Everybody can watch it on their own. They're on Fox there, I think, or somewhere. That's got to see it again. So 6 days. That would be Tuesday, I think, wouldn't it? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. They'll be in that moon. So yeah, we'll see a little 7:30. I don't know. Get a lot of short clips we'll do now. Quiet in chat tonight.
Weekend, and get this, it wasn't over a typo or a misquote. No, they got caught doctoring a Donald Trump speech. Here are the two. We have Director General Tim Davie and Head of News Deborah Turnetz. Now, it turns out a leaked internal BBC memo suggested the Panorama documentary, they edited two parts of the U.S. president's speech together, so he appeared to explicitly encourage the Capitol Hill riot of January 2021. Turns out they cut out the part where Trump told his supporters they should peacefully and patriotically make their voices heard. I don't know. Little detail seems somewhat important. But instead, they stitched together a version that made him sound like he was rallying his troops for battle. Here's the version the BBC put out. Watch how they sneak in the crowd shot between the sentences.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you. And we fight. We fight like hell.
Now, here's what he actually said, the unedited version.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
Imagine someone in the media somewhere saying, this would be much more dramatic if we cut out the peaceful part. Yeah, that's not journalism. That's fan fiction. And now Davey and Turnez, they have both packed up their offices and started their holiday vacation a little earlier than they expected. Davey said he's taking ultimate responsibility. Translation, I got caught. Turnez says she's stepping down because the scandal was damaging the BBC's reputation, which, let's be honest, it was already hanging by a thread after their Gaza documentary narrator turned out to have ties to Hamas. But she insists the BBC isn't institutionally biased. Sure. And CNN, they're just a cooking channel, right? Here's Turnez responding to this today.
I stepped down over the weekend because the buck stops with me. But I'd like to make one thing very clear. BBC News is not institutionally biased. That's why it's the world's most trusted news provider.
Is there institutional bias at the BBC?
There is no institutional bias. Mistakes are made, but there's no institutional bias.
But why weren't the mistakes dealt with on Trump, on anti-Semitism, on women's rights?
I'm sure that story will emerge, but for now, I'm going to go in and see our team.
Do you think right, the world's most trusted news provider, if you ignore the part where they selectively edit reality, hire a Hamas sympathizer, and then act shocked when people notice? They don't report stories. They curate narratives. And when they get caught, suddenly everyone's on holiday. Turnez saying that the buck stops with her while resigning the same weekend. I mean, that's not leadership. That's like claiming you put out the fire right after you toss the match. The BBC keeps insisting there's no bias. But at this point, that's like a fish denying that it lives in water. Trump, of course, he jumped all over this story. He posted on Truth Social, writing in part, quote, "Thank you to the Telegraph for exposing these corrupt journalists. These are very dishonest people who tried to step on the scales of a presidential election. On top of everything else, they are from a foreign country, one that many consider our number one ally. What a terrible thing for democracy." And get this, Davey and the BBC chairman, they were warned about the doctored footage months ago, but they decided to stay quiet. So much for transparency from the world's most trusted news source. Now, if you're not going to get good news from them, that's why you're here, right? That's why I appreciate you tuning in and relying on me for real unfiltered reporting that actually tells the truth. And speaking of people who won't be honest with you, coming up next, Zohran Mamdani, a politician who broke nearly every campaign promise, is now asking the American people for money. You won't believe how he went from promises to panhandling. Did you hear?
Hey, one there.
For the recovery of gang members who threatened the lives of federal agents? And if you think that's shocking, oh, wait for this. He actually starts crying. Roll it.
I want to speak for just a moment specifically to my Latino community. It saddens me that we even have to qualify these remarks, because I understand, or at least have attempted to understand through your voices, your concern, your fear, your anger. This information in no way is meant to disparage or to condone or support or agree with any of the actions that occurred yesterday.
So let me get this straight. You harbor criminals, shield them from consequences, and then get emotional when they're finally arrested? This man is not fit for office. And now it makes perfect sense why Antifa feels so safe and so emboldened in Portland. Good job, guys. As for ICE, they stand for law and order, and they've clearly had enough of activists trying to interfere with their federal operations. Just this morning in Minneapolis, agents smashed an activist's car window and pulled them out after they blocked an ICE operation. Just another FAFO moment on the streets of Minnesota. honestly, maybe someone should just follow these activists around with a tow truck. Problem solved. Just thinking outside the box. All right, now watch this mic drop moment. Border Commander Greg Bovino casually dismantles a Minnesota lawmaker who opened the conversation by doing what they do best, hurling profanity at him. Watch his response.
Kids have a right to have this experience.
Yeah, for you cursing like the state representative, Sarah, did your parents teach you that? Or where did you learn such foul language? It's very interesting. When we make your community safer, your residents thank us, but you don't know that as a representative, now do you?
Could you explain to me
I can.
why
It's called
you
tailored
are
immigration
not,
enforcement.
why are you not arresting criminals? Why are so few of the people that you have arrested, detained, and deported people with criminal records?
They're all criminals. They've all crossed the border illegally.
Crossing the border illegally is a civil offense.
No, 18 U.S.C. 1325 illegal entry. That's a federal crime. Yes.
How is deporting construction workers protecting public safety?
Deporting illegal aliens and criminals, making America a safer place. The double-digit drops in crime. Have you looked at your statistics nationwide? Or you don't care about
Over
that?
the last, like...
Since we've been conducting, yes. Double-digit drops in crime.
Correlation, not causation.
When we're there, that does cause that.
Kind of
Then what-
quiet
what
in
causes
chat
it then?
tonight.
Well, I don't know. I saw
You
a crime
don't know
recently, and the
exactly.
crime was ICE shooting
Exactly.
a woman
Mm-hmm.
who was a bystander.
Don't drive a 2,000-pound missile at an ICE agent. You will have an outcome that you don't agree with, Representative.
It's amazing how easy it is to win an argument with the left when you show up with the facts, because all they ever seem to bring are their feelings. And just to back up what Bovino is saying, even the Associated Press reports that crime dropped in 2025. Detroit, New Orleans, Columbus, Baltimore, and several major Bay Area cities all saw notable declines in homicide and violent crime. But of course, the left ignores that because facts don't fit the narrative. Bovino, he wasn't done there either. He then proceeds to absolutely school this lawmaker on the Second Amendment.
What about the Second Amendment? You believe in that one?
Not have a
You don't have just the ones that suit you there, Representative, right? What about that Second Amendment?
Well, I don't know if you heard, but we had a shooting in a school here in Minnesota recently. And
What's that got to do with the Second Amendment?
Well, I think that if we had some common sense gun violence prevention
Who gets to
laws-
say it's common sense? You?
Well, yes, I mean, that's
Exactly, and I think that's definitely the problem.
I don't have strong opinions about the Second Amendment. I just care about
Just the ones you want, right? And just those rights you think you need to care about.
Well, I
But not
just
the
want
second. That's always the
people
litmus
to-
test for you folks. Always the litmus test.
I just want people to be able to live in peace.
Me too. That Second Amendment does that.
Really? Well, all I've seen here in Minnesota is people dying, including children.
What about the lives that are saved by guns? You don't talk about that, do you?
Here's what the left still refuses to understand. People who want to cause harm, they're going to find a way. Passing these feel-good laws, that doesn't stop evil. It just disarms the law-abiding. Now, if Democrats were actually serious about protecting innocent lives, they'd stop pushing radical social experiments and start addressing real problems, like mental health treatment instead of puberty blockers. They would deport illegal criminals and prosecute violent offenders to the fullest extent of the law. No more catch and release, no more excuses, no more free passes. But instead, they're not going to support law enforcement. Democrats, rather, are threatening yet another government shutdown. House Democrat Catherine Clark now says she was willing to shut it all down to defund DHS.
Listen, we are going to use every single tool we have to rein in DHS, to make sure that the chaos and the terror that they are bringing to communities around the country is ended.
Are you actually willing to shut down the government over these DHS proposals?
Well, I mean, the question is for Republicans. Are they willing to shut down the government simply to endorse the most lawless Department of Homeland Security in the history of the country?
We pay taxes to defend the homeland, not to fund chaos and protect criminals. See, this just proves once again, Democrats are willing to shut down the government and hurt hardworking American families so activists can interfere with law enforcement and violent illegal criminals can stay in this country. Americans last, illegals first. That's the left's policy every single time. Now, up next, if you missed the video footage from the perspective of the ICE agent involved in that Minneapolis shooting, I encourage you to watch my next video. I show it in its entirety. We do freeze frames. We walk through the whole situation, and you're going to see what Renee Good's wife yelled for her
I
to
believe
do
it's real.
seconds leading up to her being shot. It's quite chilling and very telling. Go ahead, click on that video you see now on your screen, and I'll see you.
If people are living in Florida, if they see, I'll find out from Flying Eagle, because he lives in Florida, and see if he saw it or not. I got one more of her, and then save my last four. The California lady, we'll save that for the end. I'm gonna play one Cash video, and the YouTube lady. So two more 20.
And if you think that's shocking, oh, wait for this. He actually starts crying.
Oh.
Roll it.
I want to speak for just a moment specifically to my
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, here's this is my governor, Whitmer, Michigan.
Your eyes very, very close. I'm going to show you a piece of video that somebody sent me in just a minute here. This is the governor of the great state of Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer. She's being asked by Dana Bash over at CNN about a big trial going on in Delaware right now. And again, the conversation's going fine. After I show you the video, having been in television a long time, I'll tell you what I think is going on here. But let's watch it together.
I want to turn to a different, very different trial, and that is one that is going on in Delaware with the president's son, Hunter Biden. He is on trial for obtaining and possessing a firearm while under the influence of illegal drugs, which was against the law. Republican Lindsey Graham says that an average American would not have been prosecuted
Dana, are you there?
for this. Yes, Governor, can you hear me? Okay, it sounds like the governor can't hear me. You know what? We're going to take a very quick commercial.
Do you believe her?
No.
Or is she acting?
Okay, we'll get to the 4 short ones later. To the end, we'll get to
made for just when you thought you couldn't get any wilder,
is,
Bob's take
19
over. What's going on here? Why does he just use the door if he wants to get inside McDonald's? Oh man, where are the police? Where's the mayor? Why does no one get? Why is this normal in New York now? People just destroying things. Meanwhile, we got brawls breaking out at strip malls.
After the school bells rang, punches were thrown outside a McDonald's in West Farms.
Why?
The fight, broadcasted live on the Citizen app, shows the crowd of teenagers pouring into the intersection, blocking traffic along East Tremont Avenue, where the brawl escalated, only to end with an ambulance flashing its sirens.
Instead of getting into a fight,
No
police
Fran,
either.
with her bag of McDonald's in her hands, thought of at least a dozen other things kids could have been doing.
Learn something.
They're eating in their car so they can drive away when it gets crazy. It's like nonstop chaos. The police are overwhelmed. Look at this. Everyone's filming. It's just mayhem. How do you have this? And they arrest one person who's going to get released because our laws here don't put people in jail for something that doesn't involve a dangerous item. Yeah, he's going to get out. Look, they know. The police know, man. They know. He's not even repentant. Normally, when people put the cuffs on you, you wise up. But it's not just McDonald's and malls. Look
Smash
at
and
this.
grab last night at a Pokemon store in the West Village. Tonight,
The
at least one
Pokemon
shop
store
that
got
sells
robbed.
similar items is taking special precautions so it won't fall victim to the
Whoa,
same
that-
type of attack.
that guy's armed.
Eyewitness News reporter Anthony Carlo
This is
talking
crazy.
with those shop owners.
Tonight, at trading
How
card
does this
stores
happen?
across the city,
there's a game going on.
I have a whole new lock system coming with a bell so customers will be buzzed in.
We're not just talking about the game of
You can't even walk into the store anymore. They're going to have to let you in. They're going to vet you. These are the quality of life problems critics say appear once you stop enforcing the law.
We have upgraded security cameras coming that will be connected directly to the police department.
But the game of outsmarting thieves. See, Pokemon players still gotta catch them all, including Pikachu. But the police tonight have to catch the robbers.
That was for Pikachu. Look at this.
When they broke the glass to steal pricey Pokemon cards at a store in Manhattan Wednesday night,
crazy.
They broke the hearts of card collectors across the city.
From one business owner to the Poke Court, we feel for you.
Eric and
These
his wife
guys are
Jessie
next,
own
man.
E&J Boutique in Diker Heights.
They gotta be scared.
They're doing a number of things differently to avoid carrying high-value Pokemon cards, including...
Look, these stores are defenseless. We do not have enough police. We have a shortage of about 10,000 officers. We're rolling out a new Department of Community Safety, which is supposed to deal with a lot of the crime on the streets, which isn't going to be cops. Stores are sitting ducks, and they all know it.
Not buying back from the public anymore.
Never again. Not with Pokemon. Sports cards? Absolutely.
That's kind of sad that it's come to this.
Of course it is.
It's more than sad. It's disgusting, and it's not good for the community. I want to keep doing it, but it's not worth the risk to my customers, to my employees, to my wife, and to my business, and also to the neighborhood. What happens if guys were to come in here with guns and then run around the neighborhood and rob people? Nobody needs that.
The robbers pointed guns in people's faces during the stick-up in the meatpacking district, stealing more than $100,000 of merchandise.
This obviously was big news in the Pokemon community, so much so that customers started sharing information about the kind of cards being targeted. E&J received this information showing that a high-value encased card was on the list.
Wow.
And they immediately removed those kinds of cards off their shelves.
They had a $60,000 card, I believe, stolen from them.
A $60,000 piece of paper.
Specify in detail, stolen cards can be tracked.
My wife has been looking all day on eBay, on whatnot, on all these different apps, because let's put it this way.
They shouldn't have to do that. The victims of a crime shouldn't have to go out and hunt down the criminals themselves. That's why we got a crime problem here.
This fight outside the McDonald's is the latest incident involving teens after school, some of them taking a more violent turn. Just last week, a group of three teens were robbed on a 2 train at the Park East subway. Sources tell News 12 police are looking for 8 suspects, including a 17-year-old caught on this surveillance camera. Ahmad, who owns the deli nearby, says he has an idea to put an end to this madness.
They need just to talk to the kids, figure out what's going on. Where is the problem? Why are you acting like this? What happened? You okay?
In West Farms, Mike Lamort.
Look, well, talking to him, that's what we've been doing in New York City. We do all kinds of talking, but since there's no consequence, this is what happens. New York City's raise the age law, fully implemented in 2019, means if you're under 18, you can't be held responsible for criminal behavior. But not all of the crime taking place in our malls and in our McDonald's is because people are under 18. We've got other people who need a helping hand. And the city here's got the biggest homeless industrial complex on the planet. Maybe it could do some good for some of these people.
He's one of 4 people now facing charges in a corruption investigation tied to the city-funded homeless shelter organization, Braggs. Federal prosecutors say Samity and another defendant, Ronald Jean Torellis, stole more than $1 million from the taxpayer-backed nonprofit.
Wow.
They now both face several charges, including wire fraud and embezzlement. The indictment unsealed Tuesday, drawing swift reaction from Mayor Zohran Mamdani.
We'll definitely be looking into these because any allegation, especially if it's being substantiated, of improper action and behavior is one that has to be followed up on.
Prosecutors say the shelter.
So now the mayor's getting tough on crime. After saying he wants to have fewer police, after saying he doesn't want to do any more sweeps to get people off the street who don't even know that they're living on the street, now when people rob the city, now he's upset because that was government money, you see.
The leaders steered contracts worth millions of dollars to favored vendors controlled by Eduardo St. Fort and Miguel Jorge in exchange for bribes and kickbacks. Jorge was also arraigned Tuesday. St. Forth will be arraigned at a later date. Both face program bribery and related charges. The indictment comes as investigators also probe whether City Council member Farrah Lewis and her sister Debbie Lewis, an aide to Governor Kathy Hochul, accepted bribes connected to city funding.
Is there anyone in New York who's not totally corrupt? What's going on here? It's like the crime didn't end on the street.
For the nonprofit, according to a search warrant viewed by the Associated Press. The sisters were not among those taken into custody.
The stealing sisters.
A spokesperson for the city council responding in a statement saying
the city council
takes any potential misconduct extremely seriously. New Yorkers deserve confidence in their government. It is essential that the federal investigation proceed fairly.
Okay, so the city council, they're on the side of law and order. They don't like misconduct, and they're in favor of federal investigations. Are you sure about that? But just before we continue, do you owe back taxes or haven't filed in years? Or have you filed every year, but you just keep owing? Retire suddenly and get hit with a tax bill you didn't expect? Or are you a business owner with messy books and a balance you just can't afford? However your tax issue started, the outcome is the same. Your balance is not going to go down. The penalties and interest are only going to grow. And many of you are about to owe again this upcoming year with zero plan in place. Stop what you're doing and call Tax Network USA. The IRS is not waiting. The IRS is enforcing collections through wage garnishments, bank levies, property seizures. They can even file for you without your consent. This is where Tax Network USA comes in. With over 15 years in business, there is not a tax situation or case they have not seen before or resolved. They specialize in tax controversies and help taxpayers nationwide get back on track by resolving back taxes and unfiled returns once and for all. And whether you owe $10,000 or $10 million, their team has resolved over $1 billion in tax liability. They can do the same for you, but you have to call now. And they're offering a free investigation call with the IRS. After that investigation, they put a clear plan in place to resolve your tax problem and get you back on track. This is about using your legal rights to take control before the government sets the terms for you. Don't wait for another IRS letter or frozen bank account. Call right here, 866-686-1735. That's 866-686-1735. Or you can visit tnusa.com/cash or click the link in the description of this video.
Council employee has been detained by ICE now for more than 2 months.
A city council
Today,
employee.
a federal judge ruled that he must be deported.
They're
the city
deporting
council speaker
people that are
calling
on the
this
city
decision
council.
outrageous. As Lisa Rosner explains, Julie Menon says this ruling was made based on a technicality.
Why is it outrageous?
City Council data analyst Rafael Rubio is set to be deported back to his native Venezuela
What's
based on
the
an immigration
technicality?
ruling made Wednesday. When he was detained back in January, a spokesperson for the Department of Homeland Security said he overstayed a 2017 tourist visa.
Yeah, the technicality was he was supposed to leave the United States a decade ago and never did. That's the technicality.
Was arrested for assault and had no work
authorization. How is he working?
City Council Speaker Julie Menon has disputed it ever since and fought for his release.
We engage with many members of Congress, Congressmember Dan Goldman, Congressmember Meng. We engage with Congressman Gabarino.
These are all the
who
Democrats.
Is the chair of the Homeland Security
They're all the ones
Committee.
that wanted
She
this
said
guy working
still,
there.
Though, Rubio was denied bond and has remained in ICE detention in Lower Manhattan since being detained by
he's been
ICE
here
at
for a
routine
decade.
immigration hearing in Bethpage, Long Island.
Today, in
That's
immigration
crazy.
court, Judge Conroy deemed Raphael's asylum application, quote unquote, abandoned.
I mean, if you've been here for 10 years without permission, how is your asylum application not abandoned? And you're working on the city council. This is the city council's fault. They're telling people that are in America illegally that, hey, you can come to New York. We're a sanctuary city. We'll protect you. We'll hire you. We'll do everything for you. And they do. And then reality kicks in and the feds show up and make an arrest that they are justified in making. And these people act like some travesty has happened when the travesty is happening to the youth of this city and to the homeless because nobody cares about law and order here.
Based on a technical issue related to a missing signature, the judge refused to allow the issue to be corrected.
She said federal procedure allows applications to be cured for good cause, and Rubio's attorney even offered to fix it within an hour.
So, but he had
That is
10
not
years to sign the
justice.
paper.
That is an extreme, cruel, inhumane outcome
Listen to
based
yourself.
on a technical procedural issues.
Which she had
New York
10
State
years to
Attorney
get right.
General Letitia James posted on Facebook in part, this deportation order is outrageous. He followed the law. He should be released.
No, he didn't, because here he is. He's a city council employee, and he had no work authorization, and he'd been in the country illegally for a long time. You don't release people who do that unless it's your goal to protect criminals, which it looks like is New York's goal.
The coin toss, with many worried that it could be stolen before they even see it. New this morning, News 12's Jody
package
Juliana
theft is
Powell
going up.
visited the
Great.
neighborhood to see why this is
Great.
happening.
This is terrible.
Project Hail Mary is the #1 movie in the universe. 2 weeks in a row.
What is Grace doing?
I'm having a moment. It's something truly special that audiences can stand up and cheer for. Project Hail Mary, rated PG-13.
After a career working for major energy companies, I decided to look into coal, and I realized
an exhausting workday often ends in a package scavenger hunt for Co-op City residents.
It is extremely frustrating.
The Postal Service uses these boxes, but Tony Falk says other delivery services leave packages all over the lobby.
A company by the name of Uni.
That's normal.
There's also a company by the name of GoFo. They are notorious for throwing our packages on the floor and just leaving them. Amazon is also now joining.
The service marks it as
Where are they
delivered,
supposed to
but
put
it
'em?
often gets stolen before the resident gets to pick it up, since it's not brought to each apartment. During our interview, one of those
Okay, I disagree with that. Look, you've got people that are doing deliveries like this guy on the screen here, whether he brings it to the front door of the apartment and nobody's home, or leaves it in the lobby and nobody's home. If you've got criminals marauding these apartment buildings looking to steal things, those packages are going to disappear, because we don't want criminals to disappear from our streets. So the packages disappear instead.
Uni delivery workers walked in, so I went straight to the source for answers. You're not supposed to leave them in the lobby. People steal the packages. He didn't give an answer and continued to leave
It's not this
packages
guy's
in
fault.
the lobby. So I reached out
Where's
to
he
each
supposed to
one
leave
of those companies for a comment. In the meantime, residents are taking matters into their own hands with posters.
I'm taking a chance if I have it delivered to this address because it's a high probability I won't get it.
Getting your money back is another headache, with a back and forth between the company you bought your package from and your credit card company just to secure a refund.
The merchant is declaring the item's been delivered, and I have to keep reiterating to them, I never got it.
So Falk has a message for those workers.
This is not a 26-story.
Look, every single building in New York has a mailroom. Every building I've ever lived in since I moved here has had packages dropped off in the lobby. That's business as usual. It's too bad that people have to live in a high crime area, but let's not blame the postal carriers. Let's blame the jails that don't have any criminals in them, because the mayor wants to release them all.
What would you push at the state level to reduce the jail population enough to actually make it possible to close Rikers Island?
I think today shows that sometimes the issue isn't as much legislation as it is the will to implement that legislation. We are looking at every single tool we have to not only keep New Yorkers safe, but also to extend dignity to each and every New Yorker. I have the privilege
Why are we talking about reducing a jail population? If people have committed a crime or they're dangerous, why would we want to reduce the number of those people that are in jail?
Alongside our now borough president, Brad Holman Siegel, of serving in Albany, and there were a number of pieces of legislation that I continue to believe are critical. Assemblymember Farah Souffrant Forrest carries legislation that was previously titled "Treatment, Not Jails," which spoke about the importance of that kind of an approach.
Okay, at what point does somebody who has committed a very serious crime lose their dignity? How do you protect the dignity of the victims if the criminals get to keep their dignity and wander around like they haven't done anything wrong? How do you do that and protect people?
When it comes to a number of different parts of our criminal legal system, I think that is one part of what it can look like to ensure that we are closing Rikers Island, we are keeping New Yorkers safe, and we are actually living up to the spirit of so much of what should animate our politics.
Thank you. And the second question is about public bathrooms. I know the EDC put out an RFP to build more bathrooms across the city.
Right. So the approach is, let's do everything except lock people up. Let's punish people as long as it doesn't involve taking away their rights, taking away their dignity, or making them lose their freedom. Let's punish them by releasing them. That's the punishment. What do you think about what's happening in New York? Do you think that as the weather gets warmer, we're going to see more of this? It just warmed up. And the streets here are already so chaotic. People are eating dinner in their cars so that they can be ready to flee. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
Before you buy hearing aids at Walmart, watch this.
Okay, that was cast for one of these today. Last big one.
Pissed at this guy. All right, everyone, get ready. We've got another body cam video where someone is clearly turning a very small problem into a bigger one. It all starts outside of Walmart.
This will be the last one.
And it should have just been a routine stop, right? But instead of cooperating, this guy decides that the best course of action for him is to fight a cop while holding pepper spray. What follows is a very chaotic struggle and an officer that refuses to give up.
Hey, partner. Come on. What? Come on. What? You're under arrest. For what? Because you and her. For what? For what? Don't pull away. Dude. You're under arrest.
What am I under arrest for?
You just stole that shit.
I didn't steal anything. I'm leaving the buggy there.
No, you passed.
Yes, I am.
You passed.
Bro, I'm leaving the buggy there. Come on, please, sir. Please.
The officer's body cam shuts off due to the suspect's struggle. He is able to turn it back on a few seconds later, in the midst of both the suspect and the cop pepper spraying each other.
Oh, wrong fucking person. Come on. Please stop. Please stop. Get a car up at Walmart. Car up at Walmart. I'm in a fight.
They're literally pepper spraying each other. Oh my God. The cop is pepper spraying him, and he also has pepper spray. And he's hosing the cop in the face with pepper spray while getting pepper sprayed. Why does he have pepper spray? Was he prepared for this? Was he ready to go toe-to-toe with a police officer when getting pepper sprayed? Did he know that this was coming? Was this his plan all along?
Spray me with man, swear. I'm done. Stop, I'm done. I swear to God, I'm done. Sir, listen to me, please. Please, sir. Sir. Please, I need it. Can I explain something to you, please? Sir, I had no choice. Sir, I had no choice but to do this. Ma'am. I was getting threatened. Arrest you. Sir. Ma'am, don't go anywhere. Sir, please, listen to me. Sir, please. Sir, come on, stop. Get on the fucking ground.
The body cam shuts off yet again while backup is on the way. One officer is entering Walmart's parking lot at this exact moment, about 15 seconds away from the scene.
You know, I am usually someone who is suspicious of coincidences. It is quite a coincidence that his body cam shuts off twice while in the middle of tussling around with this dude. I'm not saying that I think that the body cam going off was intentional. It's not what I'm saying. I do think that it is a bit sus. It's a bit suspicious. Am I the only one that thinks that? I don't know. I didn't think that body cams were that easily able to be turned off during a struggle. And if body cams on police officers are able to turn off that easy just because of, you know, a little combat, then they need to like move the power button around or something because we're missing the show here.
Hey, grocery. Outside grocery.
Even steal anything.
Are you I got him.
I have a broken hand. Jesus Christ.
Get on the fucking ground.
No! I'm trying. I have a broken fucking hand.
Stay on the ground. Don't move. Do you understand? Want to get some water, please? Where'd the female go? Please.
Man, this police officer is like doubled over in pain, spitting, just, oh my God, my face. And he's still over there going, where'd that bitch go? The chick that just like laughed when he was like, don't you go anywhere, you're under arrest too. And she just kept like, nee.
Some things are out of reach.
I'm on
But a card with access to exceptional benefits isn't one of them.
You can do this. You can be the first millennial in history to be
Ma'am, don't go anywhere.
Sir, please listen to me.
Because she's over there probably thinking, your ass is pepper sprayed. You're on the ground with this guy. This is my chance to flee. But he's down there on the ground asking everybody. He's like, where'd she go? Where'd she go? Go get her ass too.
I beg you. I swear to God. He's got felonies all day long.
Radio, I got one to change.
This is the last one. Flying Eagle. Was that launch real? Flying Eagle? You're in Florida, right? They wanted to know if that was real or not.
Dude, I'm so sorry.
Church, you want an ambulance?
Sorry.
Radio, start a squad.
Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. Your night was almost over, you fucking dude. I was leaving the car.
That cop is pissed at this guy. He's like, my night was almost over. His shift was almost up, and this asshat sprayed him in the face with pepper spray. That's no way to go home. And now he's probably got to stay and do a report and do all this shit. Oh, this fucking asshole is on his bad side now. Oh, man, even more than before. His shift was almost over.
I was leaving the car there. I swear to God. Oh my God. The night was over. You had to fucking do that. Oh my God. Now you're fucked. You're fucked.
Hey, Church.
That's what I'm saying. He's like, dude, you're fucked. You're fucked. I'm going to fuck up your life as best as I can. Oh my God. I don't think I've ever seen a police officer so pissed at the guy that he was having to take down. I bet he had shit to do. He was probably tired. He's probably tired. He probably wanted to go home. Maybe wanted to crack a beer. Maybe wanted to like watch, something on demand. Maybe, pick up a burger on the way home, just kind of chill, maybe kiss his wife, say goodnight to his kids. But no, this dickhead had to spray him with pepper spray.
We got him. We're good.
Oh my God.
All right. Feet down. Stand your ass up.
Ian wanted to know if that was a real launch off in Florida. We were watching it.
Oh, I have a bowl in my pocket.
I'm not going to start.
Just let you know.
A bowl?
A bowl.
Like a weed bowl?
Like, yes. A pipe, or no. I was being held at gunpoint, I swear to God.
Here at gunpoint?
Not here, but I was being told that if I don't go and do this and get this up for these people, I was going to be getting killed. My family was going to be getting hurt. And all types of shit, dude. I swear to God, I didn't even want to do it. That's why I was leaving the car there. I'm such a piece of shit. I'm such a piece of fucking shit. Oh my God, I'm such a piece of shit.
At least he seems self-aware. I'm such a piece of shit. I'm such a piece of shit. Yeah, you are. And now you're going to jail.
Check on Church.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me.
Okay, Church? Ah, he fucked me up. Hit me with pepper spray. Fucking got me good, too.
Keep putting water on it, okay?
Oh my God.
I'm just going to throw him in here real quick.
Oh my God.
What are you crying about?
I need you to fucking get clean. Is what needs to happen, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah, you are. Church got pepper sprayed.
Oh.
Yeah, you are. Piece of shit.
It's the end of the fucking night!
Hey.
Fucking end of the night. What a dick. His girl somewhere, too.
Where's she look at?
She's all wearing black. She's got a black puffy coat.
Open your eye.
Oh, I knew he was reaching in his pocket. I was gonna fucking shoot his ass. Oh, he's so fucking. His pepper spray's somewhere around here. I got it. Oh man, that burns. Is there more? He got me good too. Full face. Right here.
Oh yeah, we could probably sneak out here. Yeah.
There's another person.
Yeah.
She's all the way over on grocery side. They're in the minivan. All right, we're in an SUV.
She probably took off.
I can definitely wait. I can definitely wait.
No, we're good.
Aww. Yeah, the vehicle that's right there, all of this is taking place. The owner of the vehicle's like, I can stay here. I don't need to move my car. That's very nice. It's, you know, it's always nice when bystanders aren't being assholes. You know, if bystanders are like, you know, if I need to just chill here because obviously something's happening, if I need to not move my vehicle, I mean, there might be, you know, evidence to collect. He doesn't know. It's better than someone just like being a dick and like walking over, hopping in their car and taking off because it's not my problem. So it was very, very, very nice of this bystander to try to be accommodating. And major kudos to this Officer Church. He took a face full of mace and he's on all fours, ready and determined to get that other chick because he's not about ready to let her go because he's kicking some ass tonight after what happened.
Join Planet Fitness for 1 cent down, $15 a month. No commitment. Deal ends Friday, April 10th.
At Wayfair, delivery and setup can be as easy as, well, doing nothing.
I can't see a fucking thing. He got me fucking good, man.
Hope you feel better, brother.
Girlfriend
Are you hurting anywhere else, Church?
No, I just
your eyes.
More water.
Yeah.
I gotta stop spraying, man. I hate. I see him reaching in his pocket. I was fucking going for my gun. I'm like, is he fucking pulling a knife on me?
Yeah.
He's so fucking lucky I didn't kill his ass.
All right.
I'm fucked up, dude.
He got
me. He blasted me fucking good.
Officer Church would have been in the right to shoot him. If this guy was going into his pocket, he could have had a gun. He could have had a knife. So this guy is lucky that Officer Church didn't shoot his ass for reaching into his pocket. But Officer Church is lucky that it was just pepper spray and it wasn't a gun or it wasn't a knife. He literally used mace when he could have been stabbed. So they both got lucky, in my opinion. I mean, it appears as though they're both unlucky, but the situation could have been a whole lot worse.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking throw up. There, take my gun. Go lock it in your car. I gotta go rinse my fucking face off with the slop stick.
Yeah, you want to just take your belt off?
Here, I got it.
I got all.
You're good.
I'm gonna fucking throw up. Oh.
I'm gonna turn his body cam off. The squad's here for you, man.
All right.
Yeah, I told him. Do you have all the information for this theft? No, it just happened. If you want to get that started, that way we can get our paperwork handled and then the squad's here for him. And then I'll come check on you in a little bit. Is that his?
Yeah.
Do you want me to just bring the squad in here? One of our specials got pepper sprayed. He's trying to rinse off as much as possible.
That's all we're gonna do.
Yeah, we did 6 water bottles and then he's doing milk now.
Milk.
He wanted milk.
Goo goo gaga. I want milk.
He's in the slop sink right there.
You want the ambulance to clean your head off? Is it bleeding? Let me see. Look at me. I can't. They can rinse your face and your head off. You want that? You do? All right. Let them get church first, and then I don't even know where they are. All right. Where are they at?
Right at the entrance at the slop sink.
All right. He got sprayed too, so they need to clean his head off.
Just keep your eyes open and just try and let the water.
I got a bottle of saline here. You want to hold your eye open to
You
it.
guys something?
In there.
You got something you can clear a bad guy with? Oh, he has it too. He got sprayed too. He's got a little. Perfect. You guys got like a spare towel or something?
That's what I'm going to grab.
All right. This damn place. I don't need a big one. Just he's like in a single.
Say, dude, just dump a gallon of milk on his head. Seriously, that's the only that'll help.
I just got a sheet.
Yeah, that's fine. This
It's Walmart, dude. They probably got 100 of them.
Hey, Matthew, we're gonna clean your face off, okay? What? What'd you say? Why would I hurt you?
Sit upright. You gotta use your big boy words. I can't hear your mumbling, okay? Yes, you are. Okay, we established that. Very good.
Yeah, he sprayed him. I know, and church sprayed him too.
Put your head back. Open your eyes. We're gonna put. Yeah, we gotta wear some out, dude. You don't want your eyes rinsed out? You have to use words and not mumble.
I can't fucking do it.
You can't open your eyes?
No, I can't.
Well, we're trying to rinse them out, man.
You just want this poured on your head? No, sorry. Matthew,
Have him just,
Put your head back.
have him just put his eye in it and go like that.
Come on.
come on out, man.
Stand up against her here. Put your head down.
Open your eye.
There you go. Just gotta rinse it out real good.
Don't spit on me.
I can't. You're fucking drowning me, dude. I'm good. I'll take it down.
That's just an abrasion. You all right? I mean, other than being pepper sprayed and your head okay, you got a little scratch on it.
Yeah.
You need medical attention for that?
For what?
The bump on your head. You got like a little scratch.
No.
Okay.
You gotta see.
Yeah, right there.
This one or this one? Sam, are you cheating on me with another pet store?
It's not you. It's just.
Is anybody going to find the chick? Anybody? Anybody going to find the chick? I want to know if they got her ass.
This suspect was charged with resisting arrest, battery on a law enforcement officer, and petty theft. He is innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law.
Yep, he's sure innocent, all right. Pepper spraying a police officer. Yeah, he's innocent of that. I know that we have to say that everybody's innocent until proven guilty, blah, blah, blah. But we literally just watched evidence that he is not innocent. And from what we could tell, she got away. She got away. The chick got away. I hope they get her ass eventually.
Another Walmart incident. Yeah, Kay had a friend over tonight, so she couldn't come in, and chat was kind of quiet tonight. So we got two good stuff in today, two shows. One day at a time. I don't know when I'll be on. It's just one day at a time. Whenever I feel it can come on. So we had Carol, Tim, and Lucian. Barnagle. And God bless everybody. Love all. Or please hit the like. Subscribe to the backup channels for the new people if you haven't yet. In my description box. Thank you. Stay safe, stay strong, keep the faith. Never give up. And set it off for the first of the year show, April 1st, Fool's Day, whatever. And oh, hey, Daniel, let's get off. Busy day today. I want to try to get back to normal tomorrow. To do the one show at 3. I don't know. Unless something comes up again. Every day is getting busier and busier. So signing off till tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody. Chico and Dude signing off.